Saving happens in many ways. You can save excess, but also you can save what you have, however much or little it is. Tonight or today or this morning, depending on where you're watching us from on the Smart Money Hub, I'm again joined by a money expert, Mr. Kasozi Godfrey,
Thank you very much, as usual.
to speak about saving in a whole different sense. Mr. Kasozi, good to have you again.
I'm pleased to be here once again.
Let's talk about the topic today, saving. You define it differently this time. It's in many ways.
Yeah, this time the saving we are going to talk about is about being economical.
Mhm.
Being economical means spending as minimally as possible.
Mhm.
Yeah, so whatever amount of money you have,
Mm.
you try to spend it, but minimally, inexpensively. Yeah, not spending little, don't spend too much where you can spend little. So that balance that you have not spent is what we are going to talk about as a saving. In one of our local languages here, most common local languages here, it is called okukekereza,
Okukekereza.
is what we are going to talk about.
Now that's a thing not so many people are used to. Most so in this day and age, people feel kujoga.
Yeah, people feel that before you die, you have to eat your money to its maximum.
Exactly.
That is the problem we have when we are teaching okukekereza.
Speak to their minds, just shape their minds a bit. People who have such a school of thought.
People have a school of thought who don't want to kukekereza. Most of them say you deny yourself the enjoyment, you deny yourself welfare. Yet they don't know that sometimes if you don't kukekereza, if you don't save, if you don't spend inexpensively, sometimes you end up spending beyond your earnings, beyond your means. So the self-denial people talk of, people say you are a mokopi, people say you compromise on your welfare.
Mokopi is being stingy.
Yeah, being stingy. But I'm just warning you before we go into the detail that kind of mindset can keep you can keep things in your neck, loans in your neck, everything. But now I want to take you through okukekereza, spending inexpensively.
Let's get into it right away.
Immediately. Number one, eat from home. The things I'm going to talk about are quite very obvious. Cook at home. Eat food that is cooked at home. Because if you decide to go to a restaurant every time, restaurants, especially today, any simple meal, if it is with beef, mereyona and beef, the moment you mention chicken, that is 10,000. Beef in a standard place, I know most of you will not want to go in the very, very, very local, for lack of a proper word, very local places. 8,000, 10,000, but if you eat food from home, it is cheap. It is cooked in bulk and cheap. Some of you will say that some of us don't have that time to go back home and eat. Some of us stay far. But if you can, please try it. I know people, border riders, they go back home and eat. Special hire drivers, they do go back home and eat. Many guys who work in the saloons, they don't go back, but someone who is at home
brings them food.
In packs, containers. We call them containers.
Or some people carry food from home.
Some people even carry food from home. It is cooked in advance. Yeah. So that is a very good one. If you calculate the amount of money you save in a month by eating from home, is quite something. So avoid try to minimize mereyona.
And there is food warmers, what they call them. Is it food warmers?
Food flasks. Food flasks.
So yeah, you can keep the food warm from morning up to lunchtime.
Yes, you are not denying yourself anything.
Okay.
A second one is still a very obvious thing. Use public transport.
Some people feel ashamed to sit in a
people want to save
taxi.
Yeah, people want to save face, but some people, if you have a car. I'm talking to people who have cars.
Mm.
Sometimes you might have hard times within some particular 3 months, some 4 months, even 1 month. Please try to embrace temporarily public transport. In some countries, they even have transport cards for bus, for train. It's so cheap, much cheaper
Than driving your car every day.
than driving your car every day. You fueling it every day.
Spend an hour in traffic.
Traffic, okay.
That's more fuel.
That's more fuel. And servicing. You know, whenever you use the car, every time it gets issues. And when you go to service, the mechanic will tell you to sort this out, it is 130,000. Plus my labor of 20,000, that is 150. So, but if you use transport, you don't service the Kamunye, which is taking you. You don't service the border. You on the road, you pick one which is moving. So embracing public transport is another way of minimizing over expenditure. Then buy in bulk. Whenever you buy things in the smallest bits, even if it is 100 shillings, even if it is 50 shillings, that thing is quite more expensive than something you have bought in bulk of around 1,000 shillings. So, buy food for a week. Some people even buy for a month. Maize flour, rice, beans, sugar, cooking oil. Try to buy in bulk that will take you for a week. You will save a lot of money. Shop during sales. I don't know if people understand the word sales is really ambiguous. It has very many meanings. But what I'm trying to say, during seasons of discounts,
big discounts,
very, very big discounts. We have a good example, which is Black Friday. I know people who even buy things for a whole function like a Kwanjura on a Black Friday, so that they save a lot. And they save a lot. It actually gives you good mileage in saving in Okukekereza. And here, those sales are not very common, but let us break it down also further. What we are trying to say, buy at times at periods which you have known that things are sold cheaper. For example, weekly markets, usually things are cheaper than these other days or in normal shops. Times of the year, usually things are cheaper in January or December, immediately after Christmas, when that overspending and even the sellers are already do not have any hope of hiking prices. Let me give a very good live example. There is a time I wanted to buy a specific kind of car, specific type. A friend of mine told me, don't rush that kind of car, wait and buy it in January. Most of the time, we buy things expensively because we are in a rush. In a rush. Whenever you want to buy something in a rush, tomorrow, next minute, it will be so expensive. So, a friend of mine told me, buy that car in January. He even gave me the price ranges. He told me, if you buy it now, it was around July, I think. If you buy it now, you'll buy it at minimum this price. If you buy it in January, you will name your price. He even gave me very unbelievable prices. So I said, okay, let me be patient. I named my price in my heart. Whoever came with any different price, I sent them away, and I bought the car very, very cheaply in January.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kasosi. I think there are quite a number of them. I think we shall continue, I believe, to look at more ways of saving or being economical.
Or kukekereza.
I think there are quite a number of them, Mr. Kasosi, but because of our time, we'll stop at those, Okay, so we promise you a second addition onto this, because there are so many ways, guys, you can creatively maximize how much money you keep for yourself for the future. But as always, Mr. Kasosi, your parting short. Last week you gave us a nice one about eggs and how you place the egg.
How to keep the eggs small pointed part down, and
yeah.
the curve, the more curved part facing up.
Now this time around,
we are still continuing with local chicken rearing because it is making money, though not related to our main topic. After the hatching, I said vaccinate the chicks because today everything is to do with vaccination. Then the hen will, of course, look after its chicks. Then we have to make the hen to lay quicker. We should don't leave the hen to look after the chicks organically for a very long time. And there is a technique that experts have told us. If you want it to lay very fast, immediately very fast, look at the chicks and find out for yourself, make your personal judgment. If you see they can now look after themselves after a few weeks, get the mother, dip her in water for around 5 seconds, then remove her. The experts tell us that she will lose that natural organic motherhood of trying to look after the chicks. She will even chase them away and start looking for a rooster to lay new eggs. And the best way, if you don't have a container, get a jerry can, chidomola, chop off the upper part of the jerry can, fill it with water, so that when you get her, the hen, you can dip her, the whole of her, even covering the head, for around 5 seconds. Don't go for 5 minutes, please. You will murder her. It is 5 seconds. Pull her out. If she comes out, she will be ready to need a rooster or a cock.
Formatted and restarted and thinking different.
Formatted, that is the right word.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gasozi. Interesting lessons there we are getting from this financial and now chicken expert. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.